Hi, welcome to the second part of this three-part tutorial about generating content in Blender for game engines. I'm going to show you in this lesson how you can manipulate this cube in such a way that you can create beautiful structures, and then I'll show you something about materials and about textures. Okay, let's continue. We have this cube here. When we start Blender, we have this little cube. Okay, a few modes I want to talk to you about in Blender. You've got object mode and edit mode. There are different modes, but many more, but these are the most important ones. You've got object mode, and if I press tab, I've got edit mode. Blender has shortcuts for almost every option you choose with your mouse, and it works a lot better that way. So if I press tab, I've got the object mode. I can change the position of the object itself, the whole collection of edges, vertices and faces. I can change it using this rotation here. I can change the rotation, and I can change the scale here. I can change it like that, like that, like that. I can undo, Shift C, Shift C, Shift C. You can go all the way back to the beginning. Shift. Okay, there's our cube. Okay, let me press X and then delete. Okay, with X you can delete. This is the 3D cursor you see here. I can press Shift A and add a mesh at the position of the 3D cursor. I'll just put another cube in there. Alright, so what I did is translate, rotate and scale. I can do it with shortcut keys. I can press R and then rotate. I can constrain it in the X direction. So I press X and do this. R, Y. Let me just press R and then Y. I can change it in the Y direction. Z, I can change it in the Z direction. So you don't need to press R again. Just press X, Y or Z, and then you can change it, constrained in that direction. That's the rotation. You can also go G, that's move, and then X. It's like that, Y and Z direction. Very handy to know. Okay, scale. S, it's a uniform scale, but you can also constrain it in X, in Y, and in Z, like that. So let me just put it there. Okay, Blender is working in order to get something to model. You don't really have to worry about scale. You have to worry about proportion and about the way something else is larger or bigger than something else again. So you need to worry. You don't need to worry about actual Blender units or something in order to model something. Instead, you just need to be creative. And I'm going to give you the tools on how to start modeling from this piece of this already deformed cube. Okay, we go into edit mode, tab, press tab, and you see everything is selected in edit mode. You can see I'm in edit mode here. This is the edit mode. Okay, press A, nothing selected. The A key is a key you're going to be using a lot. A, select everything, A, deselect everything. You need to know that, else it's very handy to know that A does that. Okay, we have different things we can select. I can select the points, I can select the edges and the faces, but I cannot select the faces or the edges now because I'm in point or vertex select mode. It's down here. I can only select vertices here. I can also move to edges. Now I can select edges or faces. Select faces. I can also do press B and then border select everything like that. So now selected these faces, but I didn't select these back ones. How can I select those? Well, in practice, this little button here, very handy to know, limit selection to visible blah blah blah. Just click it. And now, if I press B and do this, also the back is selected. You'll be using that a lot. So you can toggle that option in between. It's this button here. So you can also see the edges of the backside through the material here. Very handy to know. Okay, so I want to press Ctrl Tab to show you that you can edge, vertex and edge select and face select very fast by using Control Tab. I want to go to Edge Select and then deselect everything. So I pressed A, select an edge, and Shift select another edge. So you can do more. You can do a selection of more edges by holding Shift and then clicking the edges. Okay. What else? Okay, just deselect everything and press Control R. And then you get this orange loop around the object. You can move your cursor around an edge to start the loop there or here or here. You can scroll the mouse wheel like that and increase the number of loops. And when you click, it's set. And now you can position the loops where you want them. You'll be using this tool a lot if you're doing 3D modeling, because this makes it so that you can do this. Look, Control R, just have more loops available here. Click and position them, because now I can do this. I can do face select, Control Tab face. I can select. Now I'm going to. I need to make sure I'll be selecting the proper faces. So now I can also select the back face, but I don't want that. So be careful where you click. Right, so I can also through this, because it's because of the mode. Anyway, I've got 4 faces selected, and I press E. I can extrude. Hurrah! First extrusion. I want to have an extrusion here as well, so I'm gonna go Control Tab, Edges, Control R, get some more loops in there, position them, and I'm gonna go Control Tab, Face Mode, get this face, now this one here, extrude it up. You can also, this face here is now selected, you can press S and scale the thing like that. So I'm gonna do another one to show you how that you can do that, just to give you the range of possibilities Blender gives you. Just select face, I'm gonna press the dot and then extrude out. I'm gonna scale it inwards. Why not? So this, you can also do C, press C, and then you can do circle select. But this one, okay, you can increase the size of the circle select with the middle mouse button. But what happens is that it also will select other things because of this mode here. I can set it off right now. So I deselected that mode, press A, C, and then it only will take the shape here and not at the back. So escape to get out of it, and then C. S is okay. Let's extrude this. Let's do a border select. Let's do A, select, deselect, and then a border select these. Click. E, extrude again. So here we go. Border select. Okay, we have border select. We've got circle select. Select these. E, escape, and then E. They need to. Oh, I've got these as well. So that's what. Deselect everything and then select. This is a tricky thing about Blender. It has these strange quirks, I call them. So it's not that intuitive, but once you get the hang of it, it's a perfect tool to generate content like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna do another Control R. So I don't need to switch to edge mode. I can just press Control R, move to an edge like that, and then click, and it'll add it. Control R, move to an edge like that, and increase the numbers like that. So just slowly work your way around your own little object now. I think it's gonna be some sci-fi building stuff. I don't know. It looks like, yeah, it kind of looks like a building. So I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do Control Tab, face select, up. There we go. Okay. One more thing I'm going to show you is that in order for, if I press tab again, I got this beautiful model, of course, of a futuristic hotel or something. And I can go to this icon here on the right, click, add modifier subdivision surface. And now you can see the power of Blender, because if I change the subdivisions in view mode, this is what I'm in at, to 4, and render doesn't, it doesn't matter for render. You can see the beautiful smoothing it does in order to get this thing. It makes it so you can really go for organic forms. Um, it, this really works very well. There's a little trick on this. If you want to change the shape of the way it did the subdivision, you can go to this eye here on the right. So at the modifier, check the eye. You've got the original geometry again, and now I can press tab, Control R, and you can also go here. I'll do that here. See, it'll also do it at an irregular form, and another Control R, change it, bam, there we go. And now it'll look a lot different, that shape. If I push the eye again, press tab to get out of edit mode. Now you see it's been done differently. So this is how you can tweak it. This is how you can get very nice organic forms very fast. So, and if you, before you would export it, you have to apply it. So, and after, because now you can change all this, but if you press apply, oh, I have to go in tab, and then I have to go in object mode and then press apply. Bam! Now the modifier has been applied. You cannot go back. You could do a Control Z to go back, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to show you how many faces we generated. Just go here at the bottom here. There's solid. You can go wireframe, view the wireframe. Press A to deselect everything. So this is what it generated. Look at how detailed everything got. Right. So just show you one more thing you can do. Just do solid again. Right. One more thing you can do is go to object mode and go to sculpt mode. Here we go. Sculpt mode is something you really need to know as well, because Blender has very powerful brushes you can use. Just go. I'll just show you the blob. So the first one here. Let me go and paint something in. If you can see it, put it on. Let me just increase the size of the brush, the radius, the strength, do it a lot, and then boom. And it's subtracting at the moment, so I have to press shift, then it will add. So you can add these shapes. You can flatten. You can. It's like virtual clay in this case. You can thumb. Let me get a snake hook in there. Here we go. And okay, this is not the building anymore. It's some alien thing you can use in your game. And yeah, you have to be careful with the settings because it's too strong at the moment. I can put it down here, and it's like that. You can change. Yeah, it's like virtual clay. So this is also something you can do inside Blender very easily. So this looks a bit weird, but it's okay. Okay, sculpt mode. I'm going back to object mode because I want to give it some material. I want to have this thing material. What is a material? A material is the way the light passes through or is reflected by the object. So metal things, they shine. So they have a high reflectivity material. But just cloth or something, a piece of cloth, wouldn't shine. It just has diffuse material. So And you've got also something like glass or water. The light will pass through the object. You can change all that with a material. So I've got a material here. I selected the object and then I pressed this button here. So I gave it a material. I can delete it. No material. I can press plus. There's a new slot for the material and then press new. Got a new material. And the diffuse map is it's the diffuse color of the object. I'm just gonna put it at green. And there's a little specular color as well. It's white. I can see this on the preview here. There's a green ball and this little blob of white. That's a specular color. That's the reflective color. You can change the reflective color to, for instance, blue. So now it's a bit of a blue tint. So if you would have this model inside a game and you would have a specular map attached to it, and there would be a light shining on this object, the reflected color would be blue. Okay, you can also dial it completely off intensity, put it at 0, so no specular blob here. So this material does not reflect anything, it just shows color. Well, in order to show color, it needs to reflect something. So it reflects something, but very, very little, only just to show the color, and that's called the diffuse color. You got also specular colors. That's the color that you get when it's reflected. You can do more things here, but it's in too much detail at the moment. I got this color now, and I shown you in a previous video how you can import it in Unity, and that works. But now I'm gonna add something different. I'm going to add a material, and the material you can see as a texture, as an image applied over the material. I mean, the texture is applied over the material. So the material can be gold, but you can just see it as you just a sticker. You put a sticker on that gold object, and that sticker shows some detail. Just press this button here, the checkered flag, and then make sure you're on this mode here and press new. And we are going to go for an image or movie. That's okay. So image or movie, if it doesn't say that, you should go to image or movie for this texture. Go all the way down. This is correct, UV, that's okay. And we have to go to here, open. So on the image, you can select a new image, or you press open, and then you can go to downloads. I already downloaded a texture map. I got this one from mayang.com. Just a texture map of a brick with names all over it. So you can go to mayang.com and download it. There are many sites with free textures available. They have some branding here at the bottom, but just to prove what I'm going to do, this is enough. So we go back to Blender, we select this one here, and if we go back to this one here, you'll see this is the preview of the material, including the texture. You can apply multiple materials and multiple textures, but we're not going to do that now. You can just press the preview, how a ball would look, how a cube would look, how our little Blender ape monkey thing would look. So this is the preview, and you won't see it now at the moment because you're in a different display mode. This mode here, we need this one here is on solid. So this view, it's called the viewport shading mode. It's a lot of words, but this is solid. You can also check the wireframe. You can see the little, if you zoom in, you can have that detail. You can also go to texture, and here we go. It's not really showing the texture because it's the material is, let me see. I think we have a problem with the lights. Yes. Okay. We have a lamp here, and we need to shift D copy it, put it there, Shift D, copy it there, and you can see the shading. I'm just gonna put lamps everywhere, so I won't have any problems with looking at our little alien thingy. If I put this one on rendered, you'll see that it applied the texture to the material. It looks really strange though. And this, what you see here, is happening if you don't do anything with UV mapping. Because what it does now, it thinks, it just takes that picture and it pens it everywhere it sees fit. We need to tell the computer that, for instance, we want this texture to be mapped to this object in a certain way. And that's called texture mapping. And that is something for the next lesson. This one I will not be importing in Unity. I'll be explaining this in the next lesson, how you can import your object and your texture maps. So it looks the same in your Blender game engine as in the Unity game engine.